him, Alex.
Yeah, he and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts literally was perfect yesterday. These guys, when they're playing like this, unstoppable.
And now they face a 3rd and 9. Vikings are going to get the ball back with a chance to win, but
this was the play call and the play of the day for the Eagles. I absolutely love this. They're getting cover 0 here by the Minnesota Vikings. They check to a double move to A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts drifts in the pocket, lays it up to his guy. They haven't been this aggressive all season.
Sluggo versus cover 0.
Yep.
The guts of that call is lost.
let's explain that one a minute here. We'll put the full screen up a little later. Cindy, come out here. Let's talk about that play. Because in so many ways, the Eagles, we have complained, we have wondered, we have been concerned about their passing game. Jalen Hurts had a perfect passer rating yesterday. He had about as good a day as you can possibly have. But that call, why did that play in particular impress you so much?
Well, listen, the Eagles are so talented that their coaching staff, and it kind of makes them conservative, and that's been the biggest complaint in the passing game and run game by the entire NFL world, not just me. And here we are at Minnesota, Brian Flores' defense, which is as exotic and aggressive as it gets, and you have to match that aggressiveness. And so to call a double move, a slant and go in this situation, Jalen Hurts is hot. There's a free rusher, right? And this play takes time. You see him drift in the pocket. Look at him, drift, puts the ball up early. This team needs to play with their foot on the gas.
You know, the crazy thing is like the one thing we've been talking about this Philadelphia Eagles offense, they're so predictable.
Yes.
Throughout the early games, they would have ran a little slant.
Yes.
And they would have settled, and then they would have probably had fourth quarter, and it would have been 4th down. But you see the changes that they made.
Yep.
A sluggo, slant, go. Because you knew, like Rex, you was saying earlier, the cornerback sitting about 8-9 yards, inside leverage, waiting for the slant, and it's like, oh no, we're gonna run a double move, big explosive play. That's what you want to see out of this Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know what's interesting? We're seeing the Eagles be aggressive there, and we saw the Packers in the previous highlight be aggressive on that 4th down play to Tucker Kraft. And then there were teams not as aggressive in certain points that wound up costing them the game.
Absolutely. But I tell you what, the thing that I like most about it, and I want the fans to understand what we're talking about, they saw the corner off at 8 yards and inside leverage, clearly playing man coverage in that situation. Versus coverage 0, which you get a free runner on the outside. That corner knows. I can be aggressive on the first move because my guy's going to get to the passer. By the quarterback drifting back, he bought enough time to say, when that double move happened, now he's wide ass open. That's why I said it was an amazing call. An amazing call. They knew it was coming. Hurts did. He was absolutely outstanding in this play.
And really, their aggressiveness in the passing game is what won the game for them. Yeah. The running game was still abysmal. What did Saquon average? 2 yards a rush?
Crazy.
But finally taking shots downfield consistently. And how about Devontae Smith? I think sometimes we forget. A.J. Brown is so good. Devontae Smith won the Heisman. He is one of the best deep threats in the entire NFL. They should be taking multiple shots down the field with him every game. Look at him. He's 5 yards by everybody. I just want to see more of this.
The thing I like most about it, they finally attacked inside the numbers.
Yeah.
Everything else has been on the outside. We know the sluggo obviously was outside. But those other big passes were all inside the numbers.
All to AJ.
And it's like Jalen Hurts can make those throws.
Well, and here's the thing. The thing that jumped out to me yesterday was how well he played against the blitz. That's been the book.
Yeah.
That's been the book on Jalen Hurts. It's like you blitz him, that's it. Jalen Hurts was cooking yesterday against the blitz. If that carries over, as far as these other games, this Philadelphia Eagles offense.
And just to put a little perspective on this, to play at Minnesota in that dome, noisy, and Brian Flores, it doesn't get any tougher than that from a quarterback perspective to drop back and throw the football. He had a perfect quarterback rating. Right. No quarterback has played this good against the Minnesota Vikings there, against Brian Flores, I bet maybe ever, right? That was an unreal performance.
And he did it at a time where they needed it. They lost 2 straight games. You know what the conversation would have been if the Eagles would have gone into Minnesota against that Brian Flores defense and lost that game, what would the conversation have been like all week long?
So,
oh, boy.
With this team, very quickly, we take their temperature every single week, right? We take out the thermometer and we take the temperature. Passing game looked unbelievable yesterday. Saquon Barkley, you said it, 18 carries, 44 yards. He still doesn't have a 100-yard day on the season. What do we say this morning about the Eagles' offense? Have they solved their problem?
No, still big question marks. The run game is still obviously what makes a lot of this go. Just way too generic. I think for me to think about a lot of this the last couple of years has always revolved around Jalen Hurts, right? It is a QB-driven run game. They RPO. He's involved in the reads. He has 6 yards rushing in the last 3 weeks. Jalen Hurts. 6 yards rushing, right? And again, I want to see some of that creativity in the run game. That's where Saquon was getting so much space the last year and to rip off some of these big plays.
Yeah, and quite honestly, you talk about it, they're just not running it.
No.
And when you had last year, they averaged 16 RPOs a game, 16 and had 102 yards. This year, 10 times a game with 55 yards a game. So, get back to doing more of the RPO game. You have a special quarterback that way.
Yeah.
Let's try him to.
And Rice on the move, face mask. We don't need it. I don't need the ball either. First touchdown since week 3 of last season. The Raiders had 30 plays in this game. The Chiefs had 30 first downs. Think about what I'm saying. There's Hollywood Brown. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He's got another. It's 14-0. Mahomes, Rice, gain of 12. He and Stafford are the best at this. The no look, right on target to their guy. I see you. You see, I know where you are. Where's 4? I'll throw it to him. Again, 6 more. 7 catches, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. First career game with multiple receiving touchdowns. 10 minutes left in the third, still 21-0. Mahomes rolls. His awareness of the line of scrimmage is just otherworldly. Flag thrown here, worthy. Yeah, he's mad, but you've got to stay in the play. We'll decline the penalty and we'll take the catch. Couple of plays later, welcome back to the end zone, Isaiah Pacheco. And the Chiefs get their first shutout win since week 7 of 2011. That was also against the Raiders. And it's his first regular season shutout as well. That's surprising. I would have thought Andy Reid has more of those. Chiefs finished Sunday's game, 30 first downs, as I mentioned, 30 plays. It was a bad job by me. I was so excited this graphic's so worthwhile. I gave it to you earlier. Second team since 1950 with as many or more first downs as their opponent had plays in the game, joining the Steelers in 99 against the Browns in Cleveland's first game in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, it is rare that I look up and see my guest and say, damn, I should have got dressed up. Trent Williams joins us. Trent, it's Scott Van Pelt. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for taking a minute.
SVP, what's up, man? Appreciate you for having me.
Not at all. Hey, congratulations on the win. I said to Tim Hasselbeck earlier, I feel like this is an organizational win. It's institutional excellence. It's not making excuses for who's not here. It's believing that who we've got is enough. Is that a fair way to describe your guys' approach, both in that win at LA and this win tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to describe it. That's the only thing Kyle preaches all year, even in the training camp, is, next guy up, next guy be ready. Even the guys who get cut, it's a chance you're going to be back, injuries happen. So, this team is conditioned. We conditioned, a couple years ago we lost all our quarterbacks. That's what the Cinderella story begins with Brock. So, I think that's part of things. Obviously, it's not a good thing, but we've been through a lot of injuries in the past, so that's conditioned us to play through them.
It's my understanding, Trent, that on the NBC broadcast, you mentioned that Kyle said to everybody, look, this is a CMC week. We're going to ride 23. When you know that we're going to deploy the weapon in every way we can, I would imagine, given what you do for a living, that's fine. Like, let the big man eat. What's your approach when you know that you're going to saddle him up and ride all night?
Oh, man, I'm licking my chops, man. I'm literally licking my chops. Saying we're going to get 40 runs is a lineman's dream. Especially with as much exotic blitz as you see from the Falcons. We never wanted to get in those third and long situations. We didn't think that would fare well for us. So hearing that it'd be a Christian night, I was super delighted, and I knew that we could take advantage of that.
I'll let you get that. In the business, it's called an IFB, and sometimes it pops out of your ear, and there's nothing worse than when it does that. But you got it situated now.
Yeah,
you can hear
good.
me.
It's all good.
I get that you guys are mentally tough, and I appreciate that. But when you lose a guy like Fred, who's one of my very favorite guys in this league, please give him my regards. Like, how do you absorb a loss like that and just keep on trucking?
I mean, you know, the clock don't stop. The sun go down and come up again the next day.
I hear you.
Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. You know, everybody can obviously, you know, send some sympathy, but when we step on that field, nobody's going to care. Nobody cares who's not there. All they care about is who's in front of them, and they want to embarrass us no matter what. So, you know, it sucks, but we got to keep going. And Fred has been here every step of the way, even after the surgery. You know, we've seen Nick. Those guys haven't left the facility. They're here. They inspire. So, you know, that's just how life goes at this point in the NFL.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Trent. I mean, every team's got injuries. We understand that. It just feels like you all have dealt with more than most, and maybe in a weird way, that helps you guys just understand we've done this before and we're going to keep doing it. I know you don't want any more, but is that essentially what this is about? That we've dealt with it and we will again?
Yeah. Like I said, we lost our couple quarterbacks, you know, a few years ago and end up in the NFC Championship. So, yeah, obviously it's nothing that we want to hang our hat on, but we've been through it enough we know how to get through it. And, you know, that's easy to say when you have Fred and you're getting through, and you have Nick and you're getting through other injuries. But when those two people go down, obviously it's not an easy feat, but it's something that we don't have a choice. You know, it's not like we can turn it down. We got to go out there and play regardless.
Trent, I'm old and washed, and I can't wear a hat like that. What do we got working? Is there it looks like it's got some little bit of fabric and some down in it. Are you sweating a little bit? I mean, what are we working with up top tonight?
Oh, yeah, you know, a little Prada ensemble I put together,
it's nothing,
man.
it's a little Prada. A little Prada. Excuse me.
Yeah, a little Prada.
My God. Hey, I'll just get you. I'm going to make sure you get your plugs in for your gear. I see that Prada tag on that jacket as well. Listen, you've earned the money to buy what you're wearing, man. We miss you around here in D.C. where I do my show. You stay healthy, and I thank you for taking a minute tonight, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Take care, man. Thank you for having me again.
Always. Trent Williams, ladies and gentlemen, San Francisco.